Hi, I'm Lori Barnes, here to talk to you about the upcoming Sagittarius full moon. The moonlight in the sky is increasing right now, and it will culminate in the full moon on Thursday, May 23rd. If you are on the west coast of the USA, it'll happen at 6:53 a.m. in the morning. If you're on the east coast of the US, the full moon will be exact at 9:53 a.m. in the morning. And if you're in Rome, Italy, or in the Central European time zone, it'll be at 3:53 p.m. in the afternoon. And I am broadcasting from Rome, Italy, so that's the time that I'll experience the full moon. This full moon takes place at 2 degrees of Sagittarius. This is a dynamic full moon. It's energized by the refreshing winds of change that are coming through the sun in Gemini. We get to tap into some changeable and adaptable energy during this full moon phase when there's a predominance of changeable signs that are activated. Gemini, Sagittarius, and Pisces are all mutable, changeable, or adaptable signs, and they are all highlighted at this full moon. Shortly after the full moon on Thursday, the planet Jupiter is going to change signs, and it's going to go into the air sign Gemini. So a shift of energy is coming. Collectively, we've been experiencing a significant amount of Taurus, which is fixed energy. While that continues a while longer with Uranus and Taurus, this shift with the full moon and the mutable signs that are activated, it's going to lessen this grip of resistance to change. With planets moving into air and fire signs, it's now time to take action, or at least come up with some ideas for how you will take action. You can think of this shift of energy like when you cook something, like a stew or a chili, where some of it tends to settle to the bottom of the pan and harden to the point that it gets stuck at the bottom of the pan. That's like your fixed stuff. And things that break that stuck stuff and help it get unstuck is what has been going on recently. And now with this new fire and air energy coming in, this adaptable, mutable energy, the stuck stuff is not only getting unstuck, it's also time to figure out what you're going to do with all of these little pieces once they break free. These little stuck things that get stirred up, maybe swimming around or flying around, that gives you the chance to figure out what's next. So that metaphorical stirring up the stuff at the bottom of the pan, that I think is the breaking up of stuck energy that we've all been experiencing the last few months. And now with this mutable energy coming into play, and especially with the Sagittarius full moon, there's freedom and creativity available for that stuck stuff. It's best to approach unsettled things like this with an open mind to ideas and a willingness to embrace change. If you do, you could find some brilliant and creative solutions. You can expect some new ideas and inspiration to come at the full moon. Ask yourself, what will you do with the creative ideas coming out of this dynamic and social full moon? Looking at the sign of the moon, Sagittarius, it's a fire sign. It's dynamic, inquisitive, and eager to have diverse and fulfilling experiences in life. It's a sign that can have boundless optimism and energy. It's known for being easygoing, a lover of sports, playful and fun. It's a philosophical sign that's always seeking the underlying meaning of things. Sagittarius energy likes to experience different things, different traditions, culture, the wisdom behind things. As Sagittarian energy can get bored or distracted easily. You can typically count on Sagittarians for a fun time, but remember, they can be easily distracted by an adventure that they can't say no to and may leave you behind because Sagittarius just lives for experience. Now, the full moon is always lit up by the light from the sun. So we always look at the sign that the sun is traveling in, especially at the full moon, and that is Gemini. So the sun is in Gemini, an air sign that's social and chatty. Gemini is known to have a dual focus, whether it's to people, to projects, or to situations, or many different dual relationships at the same time. A Gemini can easily juggle two jobs, two lovers, and two hobbies, for example, all at the same time. At the full moon, you may have two choices that you have to make, or you may have this powerful reflection of an important life lesson for you because of this duality of seeing two sides of the picture. We know that Gemini and Sagittarius are on two sides of the same astrological axis. This axis is about learning and curiosity through the signs of Gemini. It's about rote learning, the things that you learn in elementary school or high school. It's about chatting about anything, a wide variety of things. Now, Sagittarius also likes to talk and discuss things more typically as it relates to higher education or the pursuit of learning that's voluntary, unlike that rote or basic education that's not usually an option, at least for most Westerners. We have to go to elementary and high school. When we go more to the Sagittarius side, this relates more to your core belief system or your deeper philosophies, where you want to learn. It's about the why and wisdom behind that learning. It's like what you go and seek out, as opposed to Gemini, which is more like the rote learning or your basic education and like facts. And Sagittarius likes to go deeper than that and understand the why. So at the full moon, you may find yourself questioning something that you learned by considering the deeper meaning behind that thing. This full moon asks you to do some reflecting about your deeper philosophical belief system and how rote learning or learning from your early education might be different now in terms of your current belief and value system. So it's just looking at what you were raised to believe and what you actually believe from the life experience that you've had so far. This full moon can push you to the point where you don't want to continue doing things the way that you always have, because you may find that whatever it is no longer in sync with your core values or your inner belief system. Both of these signs, Gemini and Sagittarius, they're these mutable and changeable signs. So at the full moon, you might feel like you can finally make some changes that you've been wanting to make. Maybe you've been slower to make change, or maybe it's taken longer to kind of figure out what that's going to be. Like that proverbial pot getting stirred, things that have been stuck at the bottom of the pot have now been stirred up. These adaptable signs and this full moon can help you more easily shift and think about the different ways to approach things or solve problems and create new ways of doing things. We always want to take a look at what the other planets are doing. At the time of the full moon, we have 4 planets traveling in the sign of Taurus. We have Venus, Jupiter, Uranus, and Mercury. The sign Taurus likes to maintain the status quo. In your chart, where you find Taurus, or the house that contains Taurus, it's going to give you more information as to where you might be resisting change. I would advise you to take this full moon and find the courage within yourself to push forward through new opportunities. It's a great time to take something to the next level or launch something new, because we have Jupiter and Venus conjunct in the very last degree of the sign Taurus. And there's this handoff with these 2 planets, because they're going to leave Taurus together and they're both going to move into Gemini. So something is coming to an end, and because Jupiter and Venus together have this luck built into them, that you can take some luck from something that's ending and move it into a new phase or a new cycle of something that you might be advancing. You might be taking a project to the next level. You might be taking a relationship to the next level, or you may be creating a new service within your business. Whatever it is, it's going to have this energy of Jupiter and Venus together in Taurus and then moving into Gemini, the things that you are either starting now or taking to the next phase. Because this Venus conjunct Jupiter is like a good luck charm. They're going to bring that with them to the next sign. We're still surfing the wave of energy that's fading away after the Uranus and Jupiter conjunction that happened on April 21st. And the luck that can come from this meeting of Jupiter and Venus also synthesizes with Uranus. And that means that opportunity could come from something unexpected or a new and innovative idea. Mercury is also traveling through the sign of Taurus, and this brings more practicality to your ideas. It also can mean that in your mind, you still may have some resistance to change. Taking the mindset of embracing change will help you take steps at a comfortable pace for you. Just don't let doubt or fear of change keep you in a rut. So think about what situations, relationships, or projects in your life are ready to be taken to the next level. And journal about that. That would be a good thing to do. Jupiter moving into Gemini is a big deal, and that happens on May 26th, so just a couple of days after the full moon. Jupiter is also the ruler of the sign Sagittarius, which means that it's also the ruler of the full moon. This infuses the full moon with the luck of Jupiter and Venus. So take advantage of this energy Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, because on Sunday, May 26th, Jupiter is going to change signs. It's going to move into Gemini, and it's going to stay there for a year. This is really great news for you if you're an air sign, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, or a fire sign, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Neptune plays a role in this full moon. There is a bit of a caution, but also there's a great way to work with this energy. The caution is that with Neptune exactly sextile Venus and Jupiter, there can be hidden or missing pieces that don't become clear until later. Like some facts might be hidden, or information may be cryptic, or someone may not be fully honest with you. Neptune tends to dissolve things, so endings happening now that you don't want to let go of could actually be one of the luckiest things that can happen to you, but you only see it in hindsight. Or things might be ending so slowly, they're just dissolving, that you don't even realize it until it's almost gone or too late. On a positive note, Neptune can bring some incredible creativity. Doing Neptunian things like lucid dreaming, meditation, playing music, or creating art could all manifest some powerful creations. Let your mind go where it wants and see what comes. The theme of this full moon is to open your mind and embrace change. Ideas could come to you by engaging in the mystical arts like astrology, oracle cards, or using crystals. Pluto sends a powerful message at the new moon. It is exactly trine the sun and sextile the full moon. Both are harmonious relationships. So what you're starting now has a powerful message attached to it if you're doing it under the full moon. This energy is best used for creating empowering messages towards yourself and to others. So pay attention to that self-dialogue and try to use more empowering words when you can. Mars continues to travel in its own sign of Aries, which gives us a tremendous amount of power that can be tapped into. This can be physical stamina, determination, and willpower. In your chart, you're always going to get more information on how this energy will show up for you by looking at where these signs are, or where the astrology houses are that hold those signs. Each of the 12 houses describe any human experience that we can have. So when you look at your chart, you want to find the houses that are occupied by the signs the planets are traveling through, because the topics and themes associated with those astrology houses are going to give you more details on what's likely to have your attention at the Sagittarius full moon. So you want to look for Gemini, which is the sign that the sun is traveling through. You'll want to look at Taurus, where Mercury, Uranus, Jupiter, and Venus are traveling through, and where that Jupiter and Venus conjunction is. Then you want to look at Aries, which is where Mars is traveling. And you'll want to look at Pisces, where Saturn and Neptune are traveling. Those astrology houses are going to show you the topics and themes that are most likely to have your attention right now. If you want help understanding how this energy is showing up in your chart, please schedule a consultation with me at loribarnesastrology.com. And if you don't have a copy of your chart, you can get a free one online. I recommend either astro.com or astro-seek.com. I always like to share a quote about the full moon, and this one is from Ernest Hemingway, who says, "Live the full life of the mind, exhilarated by new ideas, intoxicated by the romance of the unusual." So maybe that will inspire you under this upcoming full moon. I'm going to give you a few ideas for activities that you could do under the full moon. If you do a full moon ritual, I do have a guide that you can use, and it has 4 different rituals, one for each of the elements. And since Sagittarius is of the fire element, I would recommend that you do a ritual that includes fire, like burning a candle or having a fire pit outside, or if it makes sense, lighting your fireplace, depending on where you are. Do something or start something interesting to you. Sagittarius wants to have as many experiences in life as possible. Think about something where you will enjoy the experience as much as the result or the destination, because I like that saying, it's about the journey, not the destination, as a life mantra for Sagittarius. Open your mind to new ideas that are coming in right now. There is some universal luck that can be carried into a new phase of something important to you. And that's with that Venus-Jupiter conjunction, and they're both moving into Gemini. Now, both of these signs, Gemini and Sagittarius, are social signs. So get social, hang out with your friends, plan a party, or take a short trip to a cool place near where you live. You could sign up for a new class or read a new book that expands your knowledge, especially a topic that teaches a wise lesson or helps you clarify a personal philosophy in life, because wisdom and learning that take place right now could have long-term luck for you. Embrace independence and freedom, both for yourself and those around you. The Sagittarius full moon is a time to open your mind and embrace new ideas. That's the theme. So there's this creative shift in the wind that is both social and stimulating to the mind. So social activities are really highlighted right now. Get out and mingle. You can set yourself up for long-term luck by putting energy behind taking a situation or relationship to the next level. Thank you for joining me today. Please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. If you want to be notified when new videos are released, you can also hit the bell icon and YouTube will let you know. If you want to schedule a consultation with me, you can find me at loribarnesastrology.com. I'll see you next time. Thanks. Ciao.